boys and girls, welcome to my preview of Arsenal against West Ham this Saturday. Now, it's not been the greatest of starts for either of us. 2 defeats each. But on the balance of play, I think that we're more the happier. You look at the first games of the season, you could say that both Arsenal and West Ham had the short straw. West Ham were away to Liverpool, and of course we played Manchester City. West Ham, they got battered against Liverpool, 4-0. But it's next time out where we were playing Chelsea. West Ham were at home to Bournemouth. They went 1-0 up and they lost the game 2-1. Not a great result. And I feel there's a lot of pressure on West Ham, especially Manuel Pellegrini. New manager, spent a lot of money. They've actually spent more money than Arsenal. And I know players take time to gel and whatnot. But the faithful ain't going to put up with that for too long, especially with what's gone on, over recent seasons. I still think that they're, fully behind the manager and they're going to give it time. But they're going to need to start getting results. And, of course, they've got this one coming up against us. And by Saturday evening, they could be 3 defeats out of 3. But on the flip side, Arsenal, they could be 3 defeats out of 3. And, that won't be great under life with Unai Emery. But I feel that as an Arsenal fan, we're looking at things, the bigger picture, and we can see things. We can see what Emery's trying to do. We can see the changes being implemented within the side, within the way we're playing. And we're all behind Unai Emery. I'd say 99% of us anyway. There's a small minority that are a bunch of dickheads and they want to, cause some problems over the new manager after 2 games. And of course, there are former players and so-called experts, shall we say, that want to try and leave their foot in. But isn't going to happen. I'm really happy with the way things are going. I wanted to win the first 2 games, but I'm also a realist, and I understood that both of them were going to be difficult, and I wasn't going to be too downbeat if we lost both of them games. Now, of course, if we lose this game, then you've got to start to ask some questions as to what's going on. But I'm pretty confident going into this game. I feel that if we play like we did in certain spells against Manchester City and like we did in the first half against Chelsea, then we'll absolutely batter West Ham, in my opinion. Subplots to this game, of course, are a couple of players that will be coming back and they will have a point to prove. Jack Wilshere, most notably. I never thought I'd see the day that Jack will be coming back wearing another team's shirt. It's going to be really weird seeing him in a West Ham kit. And do you know what? He's got a massive point to prove. He doesn't have to prove anything to us as fans. But he's going to want to prove something to the management and show them that, the decision that they made to let him go ultimately was wrong. I don't know how to take it though. It's, if he scores, for example, there's no way he's going to celebrate. But yeah, it's going to be weird, like I said. Another player is Lukas Perez. Now this is the one where I feel that he will really want to go out and damage us and, and cause us problems. I look at the way that he left Arsenal, whereas Jack Wilshere was given the opportunity to stay and fight for his place and whatnot. I feel Lukas Perez was basically told, sorry, out the door, bye-bye. Doesn't matter what you do, how good you are in pre-season, you're off. We need you off the wage bill. 90 grand a week, no. And I feel that, that's the one player we need to watch out for because it could come back to haunt us. West Ham have got some other good players in there that we're going to have to watch out for. And I remember the game at the Emirates last year. You look at the scoreline and you think, yeah, pretty easy, pretty comfortable. But there were periods in that game where West Ham were causing us a lot of problems. And at one point, they equalised for Arnautovic. We're going to definitely have to watch out for them. But like I said, I do think that if we play like we did in certain spells against Chelsea and Man City, we'll win this game quite comfortably and we will finally get our first points on the board under Unai Emery. In terms of the 1 to 11, this is what I'm going to go with and this is what I feel Unai Emery will pick for this game. In goal, Cech. I do not think that he's going to change things. He looked a lot better with the ball at his feet against Chelsea, and again he made some unbelievable saves, and right now he's justifying his place, so he's going to stay in there. In the right back position, I'm going to make a change and I'm going to bring in Stefan Lichtsteiner thought Bellerin was awful against Chelsea, and I feel he needs to come out of the side. And I'm hoping that Unai Emery feels the same and he goes with the experience of Lichtsteiner, and hopefully Bellerin can take a back seat and he can start to learn from this guy. Defensively he's better, the way he attacks is better. So that's what I'm going to go with, Stefan Lichtsteiner. Going to go into the central defence, and I'm going to start off with Sokratis. Thought he had a good game against Chelsea, wasn't bad at all. Over the course of the 2 games, hasn't really put a foot wrong, and I've been quite impressed with him. He's a lot quicker than I thought he was, and he's reading the game well. And yeah, I feel that he's only going to go from strength to strength. So in there to start off with, I'm going to go with Sokratis. Next to him, I'm going to go with Mustafi. Now, he did not have a great game against Chelsea, but I'm hoping with the likes of Lichtsteiner next to him, he will actually pick his performances up and he will have someone that he can look over to who will be able to help him guide through. Now, I know that Mustafi's a World Cup winner, but you look at Lichtsteiner, this is a guy with experience. 7 Serie A titles in a row, captain of Switzerland. Of course, Mustafi's going to talk to him and he's going to actually learn from him. And I think that that will do him good. So next to Sokratis, I am going to go with Mustafi. In the left-back role, I'm going to go with Nacho Monreal. Played the 90 minutes last week. I thought he had a decent game, especially in the first half, getting up that left-hand side and causing problems with the likes of Alex Iwobi. And yeah, he's our only recognised left-back right now. Of course, Maitland-Niles is out injured. And so is Kolasinac, so we have no other choice, and it's going to be Nacho Monreal. Going to move into the midfield area, and the first player that I'm going to put in there is Lukas Torreira. His performance against Chelsea, there were a couple of moments where you can see he's not quite up to speed yet, but there were a couple of incidents as well where you were like, okay, I can see what this guy can do. And I feel now what he needs is minutes, so that he can really start to adapt and learn the way of playing in the Premier League. Home against West Ham, perfect time for him, and I'm going to go with Lukas Torreira. Next up, alongside him, this is where I have to make a few decisions, but I'm actually going to go with Guendouzi. This lad has been our best player over the last 2 games. It's unreal that a 19-year-old that's literally just joined the club is outshining experienced pros. He's doing exactly what he should be doing, and then some. Brilliant. The way he reads the game, intercepts passes, he draws in fouls, he loves receiving the ball, likes creating. I can't see him being taken out of the side. And next to Torreira, I'm going to go with Guendouzi. Those are the 2 that normally sit in front of the back 4 under Unai Emery, and now we're going to go with the attacking 3. First of all, I'm going to go with Henrik Mkhitaryan. I thought he had a good game against Chelsea, a lot better than his performance against Manchester City. Scored, missed the sitter, but he was creating a lot of chances and he looked like he really enjoyed himself. And for this game, based on experience as well, I'm going to go with Mkhitaryan. On the left-hand side, I'm going to bring out Alex Iwobi and I'm going to put Aubameyang. I feel really bad having to bring Iwobi out because I thought he was excellent against Chelsea. And it's a kind of toss-up between him and Mkhitaryan, but I feel that the experience of Mkhitaryan just gets the nod. But listen, Alex Iwobi, he's just got to keep working, learning everything new under Emery, and his time will come, his chances will come. I was very impressed with him. I was impressed with him in the final pre-season game against Lazio when we was in Sweden. And again, he seems to be carrying that on. He seems to have a new lease of life under Unai Emery. But for this game, like I said, I'm going to bring him out and I'm going to bring in Aubameyang. Didn't have the greatest of games. I feel he's been very isolated over the 2 games at the start of this season. Had a couple of really poor misses against Chelsea. Very unlike him, but Aubameyang will be hard at work in training and he will be looking to rectify those mistakes and those misses, and he'll be looking to get his name on the score sheet this weekend, and I actually think he will. So on that left hand side, I'm going to go with Aubameyang. Playing in that kind of number 10 role in the middle of them 2, I'm going to go with Mesut Ozil. Not the greatest of performances against Chelsea, but not the worst performance. I think he was a little bit more influential in the first half, really got himself about and stuck in, and was trying to spread the play and whatnot. But he needs to do more, a hell of a lot more. When you're on the kind of wages he is, that's why everyone's looking up to him, because they're thinking, right, we need something. Got to go and grab the game by the scruff of the neck. Got to go and justify the wages. Nobody's place is safe in the team. That is pretty obvious. And, you know, I'm going to give Mesut Ozil the nod for this one, but I feel that, you know, if he's not pulling his weight, Emery will make changes. It's that simple. Up front, as the main striker, I'm going to go with Alexandre Lacazette. Been on the bench the last 2 games, and now I feel is the perfect time to see him and Aubameyang together. What I will say about him against Chelsea, he caused some problems again, like he did when he came off the bench against Manchester City. But I didn't like the way he gave the ball, and then he kind of never really worked hard to win it back for Chelsea's 3rd goal. That would be the one downside that I will say about his game so far. But apart from that, he's been brilliant in pre-season, and he deserves the chance to start now. So up front, I'm going to go with Alexandre Lacazette. So there we have it. That is my preview. That is my predicted 1 to 11. As always, let me know in the comments section whether you agree, disagree, and let me know what your 1 to 11 will be. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I will be back after the game with a matchday vlog. I will then be doing the player ratings the day after. We'll find out how they get on this weekend. Let's try and get those first points under Unai Emery. Come on, Arsenal. I'll see you lot soon. I'm out of here.